that's against the law, okay? Because you are not that person. That's called fraud, okay?
So you're trying to be somebody else that you're not, trying to open a bank account.
It began with a quiet call from a small bank in New Mexico. Something wasn't sitting right with the teller. A woman had just handed over an ID, but the name and the face didn't quite match. She wasn't aggressive. She wasn't causing a scene. But something felt off.
Yeah, so she went to our Seattle branch, opened an account with a different ID. She went to our Burien branch with a different ID. This is a third ID with a different name here at this branch.
I'm Officer Clark with the Kent Police Department. I have my body camera going, okay? Do you know why we're here?
Here's the fake utility bill that she keeps circulating with different things on it.
Have you guys actually ID'd her as, like, with a true name?
We don't know. So this is the third ID with different name. We can give you what the other IDs are.
Please.
Pictures of them.
Yep.
Any preference?
You wouldn't mind.
What's your name, ma'am? Okay. So at this point, you are detained and you're not free to leave. Do you understand that? Okay. Ma'am, do you have identification? So, we can identify you. I'm just kind of trying to gauge your compliance with me, okay? I'm trying to not be super evasive on it. If you have identification, I'd love to see it.
I don't.
Okay. Are you going to give me your name?
So we're trying to make this as easy as possible by just asking for your name, okay? Rather than having to bring someone here to take your fingerprint or potentially even book you in jail just to get your name. So if you give us your name, there could very well be a possibility that I send these up to review and they contact you at a later time. And if you don't, then we have to go take you to jail to make sure we have you identified.
I just don't want you to catch any like extra charges of like basically delaying the process of an investigation by just not being cooperative. Okay? Because we do have to know who you are. That's like I said. So we are conducting an investigation this time, okay? So can I just get your name?
I just got really hot.
Yeah, I mean, I get it, right? You're kind of in a situation right now, okay? So, not a big deal. But I need to know who I'm talking to, okay? So if you need to take a breath, take a breath. But you just need to talk with me, okay? Or at least just tell me who you are. If not, we'll find it out. Ashley? And where are you staying at right now, Ashley? Homeless? You got a car outside or something? Is that what you're living in?
No, I take the bus around.
Take the bus? Okay.
Ashley, do you have an ID on you?
It was stolen.
Stolen.
Be somebody else. I didn't want to be me anymore.
Ashley, do you have any kind of warrants or anything like that? We're about to hear something, or what? Is that why you're just not wanting to give me your name?
There's a possibility of one
Possibility for what?
from New Mexico.
New Mexico. Okay. Is it something I'm gonna have to load you up and fly you down there, or no?
I don't think so.
Okay.
As the officers approached, they began asking simple questions. Her name, where she was from, what she was doing there. Ashley hesitated. Her voice shook slightly as she confessed. That's not me on the ID. She told them she hadn't come to steal anyone's money or open a fraudulent account.
So, because you're detained, right? Because I'm not allowing you to leave right now, I'll just read you your rights, okay? Do you understand your rights?
Thanks.
So what was your intentions for today? Do you wanna?
So what's your real name? Ashley. Okay. So exactly what I was going to ask. What are you intending to do here today?
Open an account.
Okay. With this ID, is there a reason why you're using an ID without your?
Because I don't want to be me anymore. I'm tired of being who I am. I just want a new life.
Okay. And you thought a New York ID would help you do that?
Well, it would make me not me anymore.
So, with this ID, you were planning to open an account or do what?
Yeah, I was going to open an account and I was going to start. I was going to get a job and be this person.
Okay. Have you ever lived in New York? So where did the idea of New York come from? Like you just like New York?
I always wanted to go there.
Gotcha. Where did you get the social security card?
A friend gave it to me.
A friend. Where does this friend frequent live, or what's his name?
He's just a voice over the phone.
And how about this ID?
That's the same person. Like the voice over the phone.
Okay.
You call a number, you get.
Okay. So once we have you identified, we'll go from there. I just want to make sure that you are who you say you are in New Mexico, and you've never had an ID out of the state. So I'm gonna be.
Bad that you want. I want to change who I am.
So, it's a fake ID, and it's a fake social security card. Okay, so I was just now getting to that, so I'm glad you touched on that. So what we're looking at here is identity theft. So you're trying to be somebody else that you're not, trying to open a bank account with a name that doesn't belong to you, with a social security card that doesn't belong to you.
The deputies kept their tone neutral and professional. One of them gently reminded her, "That may be how you feel, but taking someone else's identification is a serious offense. This is not the way to escape your life."
Where is this City of Seattle light bill from? Where'd you get this?
I found it in one of the hotel rooms that I was at, and you can change the information on it.
So is it one of the hotels?
One that you can, like, you scan it into the computer and you just change the information on it.
What information did you change?
The address.
This address? Okay, what else did you change?
No.
You changed the address there too? Or you changed the name? Or both?
Well, they all tell the same thing.
Yeah. So you changed the addresses for all of them?
Well, yeah, they had a match.
Okay, I'm just checking. Did you change anything else on there?
I don't think so.
Okay. So you didn't change the account number, the name, the amount, the dates?
All that's the same, but yeah, I changed the account number to put like random numbers in there.
Okay. So did you get the ID to match the name, or did you change the name there to match the ID?
I made this match the ID.
Gotcha. Or how'd you come up with that name?
That's just the name that I was given.
By who?
The person on the phone.
Okay. I will be right back and we'll see about the ID. Okay.
So I got them trying to pull some kind of a DOL out of New Mexico. So it's unfortunately they have her listed like for a felony. It was a warrant out of New Mexico. It was like conspiracy to commit shoplift. So it wasn't felony. It was like something dumb. But they have her listed in there. We don't have anything on our end. The only thing I didn't run was like county booking to see if she's been booked there. But we got nothing on her on our end. I mean, I would probably ask her like why she's giving like an AKA, like what is her actual freaking name, and like I mean, but then again, people who like commit frauds like this, like I don't even know if they know who they are anymore at this point, you know. But like, I would say we'd probably take her down and get her like book her and fingerprint her and do all this stuff and get photographs.
And then do the felony quite a large.
Do what do you got? She's going felony level on that one. Yeah, I would transport her down, get her fully identified and stuff like that, and then I mean she's homeless, so.
Following protocol, they fingerprinted her on site. When the results came back, the truth unraveled quickly. There was a felony warrant for Ashley's arrest, right there in New Mexico, for identity theft. A search of her purse uncovered several falsified documents, multiple IDs, and evidence of past attempts to use false identities.
Hey Ashley, so it's me, Officer Clark again. So we're having issues with your name. So we've got you in the system for like multiple names. Is there a reason for that? Do you go by other names?
I have my married name.
What's your married name?
But I don't go by it anymore.
Okay. Well, whether you go by it anymore or legally go by it are a couple different things, okay? So, the last name that you had identification, what name would it be? And where would that have been out of?
New Mexico.
Okay.
Can you look up there, please?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it? And who said that?
Records.
Excellent. Okay. So yeah, you do have a warrant out of New Mexico. Okay. It's not something we're going to take you on, right? So we're City of Kent at this time. So we're going to go with what my officer over here has for you. Okay. So he's got a little more details for you.
So, like I told you earlier, my goal here was to get you identified, not all these other names that you've been using, right? And if we can get you identified, then I will send this up, and then eventually you will get something at your PO box saying you have a date for what happened here today. Because ultimately there's one incident here, but the rest of them are not in the city of Kent. Okay? So also the way your leg is looking, also will not be taking you to jail today, but do you have a phone number I can reach you at? Do you guys have any thoughts, concerns? Okay.
Thank you for not arresting me.
Or just,
I'm not gonna come in for more.
okay, well, just because you're not necessarily getting arrested today doesn't mean you won't in the future for this. Okay? At this point, just because you want to be somebody else doesn't mean you should get another ID and social security card. It's like I told you, it's identity
How
theft.
do you suggest to get a different life?
Do you have any other identifications on you that you want to give us that we can take?
I don't have one, no.
Okay.
But something else caught their attention. Ashley didn't appear well. Her speech was uneven, her movements sluggish. The officers exchanged concerned glances. She wasn't just running from the law, she was running from herself.
Not the ones that you used if you're in North Seattle.
I got rid of the one that I couldn't open the account because they couldn't verify it. I got rid of those. That's it.
Okay. Just, I mean, you have a record in New Mexico. I don't really recommend you get one here in Washington. I'm in reading criminal history in Washington, but if you're trying to start a new life, it's probably not the best way to do it.
So you know it is a crime to actually be in possession of another person's ID, correct? You know that, right?
But I didn't think it was an actual like an actual person because how did you get an actual person's real information? Right?
Come again?
How could you get the real person's? I thought it was it's fake, right? It's not.
A driver's license?
Yeah, it has my picture on it, but
I have a driver's license in my pocket right now, and it's mine, right? So it's me with my information.
but it's got my picture on it. But I wasn't sure if the information was actually right. That's
So
why
the
the one time it wasn't
chances, so the
verified.
chances of you looking like someone else in a one-dimensional photograph, the chances of that are fairly high, right? Have you ever heard of the word doppelganger, where you have someone who kind of looks like you, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so there's a chance that you look like someone. That does not give you the right to take that person's identification. Clearly, it's not you. It does not have your name on it. And then come into a financial institution and try to open up bank accounts, take out loans, and do all the things, right? That's called fraud, okay? That is fraudulent, 100% hands down. Because you are not that person, and you are telling them that you are that person when you're not.
In the end, she was charged with felony identity theft, possession of falsified government documents, attempted fraudulent use of identification, potential forgery charges under state law, trespassing,